see you there. Why don't you take a seat right here? You know, I like books. I especially like books with honest narrators that are authentic. One of the most honest narrators I know is Holden Caulfield from Catcher in the Rye. Here, let's walk. Now let's begin, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, by way of introduction, this is a film about trickery, about fraud, about lies, told by the fireside of the marketplace or in a movie. Almost any story is certainly some kind of phony lie, but not this time. No, this is a promise. During this next 5 minutes, everything you hear from us is really true and based on solid facts. Now let's begin. Come on. Now, let's begin our discussion of the book. At age 16, Holden is afraid of one thing: growing up. I mean, why wouldn't he? The guy already has gray hairs. You see, Holden wants to preserve the innocence of childhood. He admires his younger brother Allie, his younger sister Phoebe, his wanting to be a catcher in the rye, to be the person there to catch the kids if they're about to fall off the cliff. These things come up against Holden's interaction with the adult world, which are mostly negative. Whereas his younger siblings are pure and innocent, his older brother DB has sold himself to the fake adult world of Hollywood. The one person, the one adult, which Holden puts his trust in the novel as being most authentic and honest, Mr. Antolini, ends up breaking that trust. After leaving Mr. Antolini's house, Holden says, and I quote, "That kind of stuff's happened to me about 20 times since I was a kid. I can't stand it." End quote. For Holden, the adult world is a phony one that he doesn't want to join. Now, let's enter another dimension. Let's enter Catcher in the Rye. It's 2007.
Guys, I got new Bakugan. Holy shit, dude. Whoa, man, let's play.
They played for years and years without stop and stayed best of friends. They have reached the budding age of 13 years old and are now ready to start their teenage lives. But one day, something terrible happens.
Hey guys, it's time to play.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because illusions.
No, wait, Chris! Get out of my house, you monsters!
Bakugan's for little kids, Chris. Pokemon's for big boys.
I'm sorry, Chris, but it's best for all of us. Out, you phonies!
Pokemon, Pokemon, Pokemon.
This is a tough time for your boy Chris. He's trying to stay in his happy Bakugan childhood, but his friends are growing up and changing and becoming phonies. Change. That's an important theme in this book. This book, Catcher in the Rye. You know, last week when I wasn't in my garage looking at my Lamborghinis or gaining knowledge, I was thinking about change. See, in Catcher in the Rye, Holden is going through a period of his life where there's a lot of change happening. Now, throughout the novel, Holden is looking for someone who can empathize him empathize with them during these times, but he alienates himself and he pushes away anybody who's willing to listen. Holden wants to protect his emotions and prevent himself from being emotionally vulnerable. So he uses his cynicism and bitterness in order to alienate himself from others. This theme is best seen in the last line of Catcher in the Rye. Catcher in the Rye. Don't ever tell anybody anything, because if you do, that's when you start missing everybody.
You have time to talk about our Lord and Savior J.D. Salinger?
Oh yeah.
Hey, Andrew, how's it going?
What are you doing over here, kid? You getting in some trouble?
Now, let's take a look at Catcher in the Rye. And let's take a look at Catcher in the Rye. Loneliness, its effects, and reasons for isolation in Catcher in the Rye. You know, Catcher in the Rye is truly an American story. Just look anywhere in America and you can find Catcher in the Rye. Look at this. Now, in Catcher in the Rye, Holden is often very isolated from his peers. At the beginning of the story, Holden is sitting back on a hill, watching a football game, and not with his classmates. And throughout the entire book, he tries to stay away from people in order to protect himself. But deep down, Holden really wants contact. Holden says at the beginning of the novel, when he's standing on top of Thompson Hill, he says, "The reason I was standing up on Thompson Hill instead of looking down at the game was because I just got back from New York with the fencing team." Now, the way Holden says this, he was standing up on Thompson Hill, creates distance between Holden and the reader. And there's distance between Holden and his peers as well. He says, "The whole team was ostracizing me the whole way back on the train." Holden had left the fencing equipment back there, thereby automatically losing the meet for the fencing team, which Holden gets sung for, creating more distance between him and his peers. Now, let's take a look at an example of how Holden creates distance between him and the reader.
Oh no. I win. This is something I can do.
Win.
That was really sad. You know what else was sad? In Catcher in the Rye, it's very sad is the point where Holden is talking about the ducks, okay? Because Holden doesn't really know where these ducks are gonna go. He's concerned about their future, just like he's concerned about the ducks' future, you know? And also in this book, Catcher in the Rye, Holden is also very concerned about the ducks, but no one else seems to care about them, okay? And why is that the case? I mean, we don't really know. Nobody seems to care about Holden's emotions, just like they don't care about the ducks and where they're gonna go. Holden is trying to be emotionally vulnerable, but it's not working. And so let's take a look at what role... Okay, excuse me, could you stop eating in my house? Now, let's take a look at the role that ducks play in Catcher in the Rye. In Catcher in the Rye.
Now we have duck.
Quack.
Whoa, look at that duck.
Quack.
Another one.
Whoa, look at that duck. Wonder where they go when they leave.
What?
The ducks. Do they get lost?
Nah. Year after year, they migrate. You know, they come back. It's part of their instincts. You know, after the winter.
Quack.
Oh, hey, look, it's the ducks again.
Quack.
Thanks for joining us tonight on our program about Catcher in the Rye. Now that we're done cooking, let's eat.